Here we're looking at the new dungeon on the alpha. It is Brackenhide Hollow. Looks like we start out trying to free 9 Tuskar and then go from there. For this video we're gonna have timestamps below for the bosses, and then after the bosses there'll be a ability guide just in case you need to take a look at that or want to. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Give me a follow on Twitch if you can.
Now I have a story to tell. Now I have a story to tell. We'll remember you. Careful out there. Our paths shall cross again. Be careful out there. Now I have a story to tell.
So we'll take a look at the abilities real quick while we're killing this trash. Hackclaw did Savage Charge. Looks like she charges, he charges the player, and tank has to be hit by it because it does the most damage to the first person hit. Blaze Storm, pretty straightforward, and Cleave, pretty straightforward. Turn him away, her away. Gash Tooth, Decayed Senses, flings an alchemical bag of decay at the target, inflicting nature damage, increasing physical damage taken by 150%. Alright, so watch out for that. Gash Frenzy, Gash Tooth rapidly shadow steps between players 5 times, inflicting bleed damage until the player is healed above 90% health. Alright. And then Trick Totem summons a totem that challenges Hex Trick on a player, incapacitating them. The totem reduces the player to a helpless forest creature for 15 seconds, so it looks like you kill a totem. Greater Healing Rapids, that was the interruptible heal that got off. My interrupt was down. And then Bloodlust, so whenever somebody drops below 30%, Trick Totem triggers Bloodlust. And then Earthbolt, I think, was just a random damage shot, so nothing to worry about. This is Gutshot. Has a few abilities. Call hyenas. He does that at the very beginning of the fight there. The hyenas will do bounding leap, doing damage to anyone within 3 yards. Oh, and stunning them as well, so stay spread out for that. Hunt Leader's Tactics. Gutshot increases damage of one of his allies by 15%. So, okay, kill the allies. Ensnaring Trap launches a trap towards random players. When triggered, the trap entangles all creatures within 5 yards for 6 seconds, so stay away from that too. Meat Toss. Gutshot throws a chunk of bloody meat at a random target, and assuming that that causes, feeding frenzy. The Wratheye hyena begins to chase the target, going into a frenzy for 10 seconds. While frenzied, all damage is increased by 100%. So, kill the ads if you get meat tossed, run away while the ads are killed, or pop a defensive. Master's Call, this was the interrupt. Gutshot calls to her Wratheye hyenas, freeing them from ensnaring traps. Oh, so the hyenas can be run into the traps. And the hyenas gain immunity to all slowing effects for 5 seconds. Master's Call. So yeah, it sounds like it's important to interrupt that. Drag pets into the traps if you can. And then I guess the signature ability, Gutshot, aims her crossbow and fires a powerful shot, inflicting 76k damage, knocking the player back. And this is aimed at the tank. Well, that was Treemouth. He has a few abilities. Grasping Vines. Grabs players with decaying vines, dragging them towards him for 4 seconds. After dragging players closer, Treemouth begins to consume the nearest player. Consume devours the nearest player, inflicting nature damage. While consuming, Treemouth has an Absorb. The next 95k damage. If broken, Treemouth spits the consumed player out. Alright, so Grasping Vines pulls you in, consumes one player, DPS them down to break shield and get them out. Decay Spray. Treemouth reaches out in a cone in front of him, so keep that faced away. Oh, he spawns Spore Slime, never mind. When defeated, the slimes burst into nature damage 5 yards, leaving a puddle behind for 30 seconds. Players standing in the pool take nature damage, of course, and are slowed. Gushing Ooze is an interruptible. Decaying Slime splashes, inflicting 6k to all targets within 5 yards. So interrupt and kill the slimes. Then we have Infectious Spit. Treemouth spits at random players, covering all players hit with Infectious Spit. This does damage and slows you and stacks. So it looks like you try and avoid that. And then Vine Whip will hit the tank, knocking them back. Also, well, this knocks back anyone in front of him, looks like. So, yeah, tank's got to keep him faced away. The main thing about this fight coming up is the Withering Rot debuff. It causes nature damage over time and reduces your damage done by 5% until Wratheye is defeated, and it stacks up. Choking Cloud is the cloud you can see going around those like that does nature damage every 2 seconds and silences the player if they're stood in it, and applies a stack of Withering Rot, of course. Rot Burst Totem is the totem that he drops. It needs to be DPS down. This also inflicts nature damage and causes Withering Rot again. Decaying Strength rips decay magic from all nearby players, inflicting nature damage, and increases her damage done by 5% per stack with a minimum of 5 stacks. Stacks of Withering Rot ripped from players amplify this spell. So, looks like the longer the fight goes on, the harder she's going to be hitting. Wratheye removes a stack of Decaying Strength each time she performs a melee attack. So yeah, she's going to hit your tank harder the longer it goes. And then the tank ability Decay Strike, she hits for 50k physical damage and a 40k healing absorb with each hit. So yeah, good fun.